major problem here. So I want to move it way to the left hand side. So I want it to make it much more centered. But to start sliding all the characters way to the left. Let's see if this material would let me get away with it. Because I don't want to touch the glue and this material. I want to move it way to the left so it is more in the center rather than be on one side or the other. I need to space these characters a lot more than I did in the first place, not realizing that I have more space to work with than I thought initially. This is why it is so important. I have the freedom to adjust it as I go. This is why it is so challenging when you do it the first time on a prototype as opposed to doing it in a production run with a machine and so on. And all that I'm doing here is I'm eyeballing it. This is where I'm getting in trouble because I spaced it too much to the right hand side, to my right hand side. Now I'm trying to move it way to the middle to get it spread evenly around. So it's not too close to these two buttons. Now that I spaced it a lot more, I'm going to add the letters to it. So the 9 is matched with a Z. I'm going to tilt my lanyard more downwards so the viewer can see exactly what I'm doing. So the Z matches with the 9 and the I matches with the number 4. Trying to line them about the same trajectory. Then the dot on top of the eye is going to be this purple right on top of the eye. And this is a very tedious process. Capital B for converts to the digit 2 on the American or the international phone dialing pad, and then I have a period, and this is the domain name extension is .biz. So the period is yellow, and the domain name extension is .biz. Now that I realize that it's a little bit off center, I'm going to move it a little bit to the right side to give a little more space for the letter B. And this is why it's good that it doesn't dry so quickly, and I have a chance to move the characters around so they're better aligned. The digits and the numbers are better aligned. The next letter comes is the letter E, which matches the digit 3. So it will be the end of the domain name more, which stands for more biz. And I want to make it a little lower. Then lowercase r matches with the red 7. So I put the lowercase r right on top of this red 7. Push it down to bond with the bib. Then the letter O, the orange letter O, matches with the orange digit 6. So it will be right on top of the digit 6, right here. Next comes the capital M, which is the first character in the word more. So it will be right on top of this red 6. In other words, both the letter M and the letter O translate to the digits 6 and 6. In this case, the orange O converts to the digit 6 on the dialing pad. Now the parentheses, so they match the same parentheses in green, separate the area code from the rest of the phone number. Then there is lowercase z that converts to the digit 9 and is right on top of the 9. Well, that is the letter Z at the end of the word whiz. Finally, the I for the word whiz is lined up. This purple I lines up with the number with the number 4. So I'm trying to line them up properly, and then the period on top of the I, I'm going to put this green period right on top of it, right here. Finally, capital W for the word whiz. So the domain name is whizmore.biz. So the letter W is the first letter in the domain name and is above the letter I at the digit 9. So it's lined up, it should be lined up this way, with the purple 9 lined up with the blue W. Finally, close the parentheses to the right of the W, and that doesn't match so well, so I may have to move a little bit the 9, move it a little bit to line it better with the W, and the 1 I'll move that a little bit further so they are not so crowded at the end here. Then put in the close parentheses. The two red close parentheses should be lined up more or less, which they are not perfectly lined up, so I will push this one a little bit further away, giving me a little more space for this red open parentheses, and line them up more or less so they are lined up properly. Finally, the number 1 for dialing sometimes you need to have a prefix of the number 1 when you dial making long distance calls. I'm going to remove this clamp because it creates some problems here. These two blue number 1 should be lined up because they are the same for the domain name and the vanity phone number. They should be lined up a little bit better than the way that they are now, but this may be good enough for somebody to understand what it is. So let's see what other corrections can I make before it starts drawing up too much, making it too difficult to realign them. I have to find out which letters or numbers are still need a little touch to realign them a little bit better. Like this W, I think, should be pulled just a tad towards me. So I'm going to take it off and just before it completely dries up, try to realign it better with the 9 and center it better in that space before it dries up too much, making it too difficult to adjust. Okay, so now I got it pretty much the way I want it. I have to adjust this open parenthesis. This red open parenthesis is too much further to the okay, now it looks as good as it can be, and all I have to do is let it dry up.